Hey everybody, welcome back to Kratom Kingdom. This is Chris Irving from Nowhere, Tennessee. Well, Knoxville, actually. Which is so ironic because I went to college at the University of Florida. And the University of Florida is arch enemies of anybody in UT. So, wear my Gainesville sticker on the back of my car, which gets scratched off almost every week. But I do it again because I like pissing people off sometimes. So today I made a list of videos that I want to make and why I want to make them. And so I am going to be making at least a video a day again. You all have been so kind in your comments. You could tell that I was bummed out, and my family could tell I was bummed out, so they put me on a 24-hour suicide watch. Because after 4 times of trying to kill myself, I need that, I guess. So I had a relative stay here for 24 hours straight in this, sleeping on my couch in this one little tiny apartment. It was hilarious. But it was good because we had fun, we talked. I actually had a conversation with a human being that isn't myself, and I made pizza and good stuff like that. And I've got my handy dandy kratom. And in my handy dandy kratom, I added coffee grounds to it because I am incredibly tired. I woke up this morning with a chest infection. COVID? No. I don't think so. I think it's just a chest infection because it's already starting to go away and I already still feel better. Because of kratom? Yes. The more kratom I drink, the better I feel. The better I feel, the more kratom I drink. I'm very disappointed and bummed out because my idol, Mr. Morrison, Andrew Morrison from Morrison's Pharmacopoeia, calls it kratom, which. But if you want to call it kratom in your own life, that's cool. I call it kratom, and so why does kratom work? Okay, we have a brain, and in our brain we have all these little things called receptors. And these receptors take other little juices from other parts of our brains called... There's one that takes in receptors, then there's another one that shoots it out called a dendrite. And the dendrite shoots the stuff out to this thing called an axon. And this axon is what takes your serotonin, your opiate receptors, your dopamine receptors, your... what's my favorite? My acetylcholine receptor, your GABA, your Pantin, and all of these things that are really boring to you, and you're going, oh, right now because Chris is talking about school shit. But I love it, and it's the only time I ever get to talk about it, and it's because it's related to kratom. So, because it sticks to your opiate receptors, your brain is going, whoa, I must have opium, because I'm going to make myself feel better. Because we are nothing more than our brain. Some people say we have a consciousness, and some people say our consciousness is our soul. I don't know where I fall on that yet, because the great late Galileo once said that the Earth was heliocentric, that the Earth circled around the sun. Or no, I'm sorry, that the sun surrounded around the Earth. And we found that was wrong. But Galileo, being the badass that he was, decided he's not going to change his mind because science is science. So, some queen, king, or somebody chopped his fucking head off and said, you make the Earth the center of the universe, or we're going to chop your head off. And he chose to chop his head off in the name of science. Then this other dude named Descartes, Rene Descartes, from the 13th century, he had the same conundrum. He was like, the church said, hey, is the mind the soul? Do we have a soul? Or is it just a body? So Descartes, being a scientist that he was, he believed in a soul. So he was what you would call a dualist. He believed we had a mind and a soul. Hence the name dualist. Where the church was also dualist. They wanted us to have a soul, because if they had a soul, then the soul can go to heaven. And I believe in heaven. I believe we shouldn't go through all this shit in life that we go through if we don't have some sort of great reward waiting for us. I wouldn't actually say I believe in a soul. I'm an agnostic more than anything. I'm gonna play the safe card. Um, I said again. Sorry. So kratom works because it attaches to those little opiate receptors, and those opiate receptors say, "Hey, we got opium. Let's party," and it makes you feel better. It takes away all your body pains and aches and everything. Um, and from that point on, you feel good. And dopamine, I mean, opiates feel good. Nobody can tell me they haven't taken a narcotic and said, "Wow, this feels good." But me, on the other hand, I'm an idiot, because not only did I take an opiate, I took hundreds of them. And I lowered my tolerance level for them down so much that they don't do anything. They're like taking Tylenol for me now. So if I have a really bad migraine or a really bad broken arm, I have to have morphine or Dilaudid, because opiates don't work for me anymore, because I took too many. My bad, being the I don't do anything in moderation. Anything. Anything. If I'm hungry, I cook for one. Well, no, actually, I cook for two, because I'm used to cooking for two. Because I used to cook for my wife, too. Because that's the kind of husband I was. I was a badass husband. I mean, I cleaned the house. I used to go to school after I got off of work, which was 75 miles away. I'd wake up at 5:30 in the morning, start to do some of my homework, write my lesson plans, go to the school by 8, get there, have my homeroom class come in, do all the stuff that cloud teachers do, take roll, yell at Johnny for pulling Janie's hair. And those are fake names, by the way. There was no Johnny and Janie in my class. And so you do that, and I would do that until 3:30 in the afternoon, in which case I was excused, and I drive 70 miles to my university in North Carolina. It was called Western Carolina University. Very small school in the mountains of North Carolina, but very good for its education program. And I would stay there until 10 at night in class. And then I would drive all the way 75 miles all the way home. And of course, my wife would be sleeping on the couch, because she rode her bike all day. She was a mountain bike trainer. So she was tired. So I was tired. So I would cook dinner. And I would usually cook dinner for her too, so that when she woke up from her nappy nap, she would have something to eat. And then I would notice the house was a mess. So I would take out the vacuum up, piss her off because she's trying to sleep on the couch. So now it's about midnight, and I have a 20-page paper due the next day on, is there a difference between a mind and a soul? Heavy stuff, lots of reading. Lots of journal articling, peer-reviewed journal articles. This was graduate school, by the way. It wasn't undergrad. Then I would write that paper, stay up until about 4 o'clock in the morning, wake up the next morning at 6:50 in the morning, get ready, make my breakfast for school, or make my lunch for school, go to lunch, or go to school, go to lunch, have my lunch at my desk, while I was grading papers, because I couldn't grade papers at home because I had to go to school, and I had to clean the house, and I had to do my laundry. And because my wife had to take a nap because she was tired. You can't have a tired wife. It just doesn't work. So after that day, I would do the same thing over and over and over again. I was sitting in class one night, and I was like looking at my hands, and I was like, man, my fucking hands can do anything. I can build decks, I can build walls, I can build I can build anything. I can do anything. I could play bass. And then I looked at my left hand and I said, man, I would like just 1 year. Just give me 1 year where I can do anything, where I can lay on the couch and fall asleep and take a nap, while my wife actually helped me out around the house. And the next day I woke up and I had a stroke and I lost my left hand. And I stayed in bed for a year. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Be careful what you ask for, people, because it might come. And it might come tenfold. So that's my... Why the hell does this thing keep moving on me? I don't understand it. Okay, I'm gonna get the top of my head. That might be better for the rest of this video. I have a list of videos to make, so there will be no shortage of videos. And I'm really, really excited to start these new kratom companies. So